everyone. This is episode, well, this is not really an episode at all. This is a bonus episode because this weekend was Vogue Knitting Live. And this week I have a special guest. But first, if you are new to the podcast, this is not the regular format of the episode, but welcome anyway. I hope you enjoy. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And as I mentioned, I have a very special guest with me this week. Ooh. Introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah, hi. I'm Ellie of the Skeindeer Knits podcast. I'm Norwegian and I'm visiting from London where I live, and I've come here to New York for Vogue Knitting Live, and today is the last day of Vogue Knitting Live, so we'll probably pop by later, but we thought we'd have time to do this before, so.
Because you're staying with me, it's like...
I am.
It'd be silly not to do a podcast.
Yeah, and we're flea twins.
We're flea twins. We're wearing our Damyaka Lopas.
Yeah.
Yay!
What do you knit your in?
I knit mine in Jameson Spindrift.
And I knit mine in Holst Super Soft, which is like, it's pretty similar.
I like the texture of that one a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. It keeps me warm, but that's definitely softer.
I can imagine that would be a lot warmer. Because Shetland.
Keeps me warm. I wear it a lot. The weather's been like super cold here in New York, so.
Yeah. Oh, today. Oh gosh. And
freezing.
yesterday was so windy. It wasn't actually that cold, but the wind.
How would you describe your first experience of Vogue Knitting Live?
It's good. I think I was expecting it to be more overwhelming than it was, although a bit, well, it was a bit overwhelming, but people have told me it was going to be crazy, and then I heard a lot of people saying yesterday it was less crazy than last year, so
that's true.
I found it rather pleasant.
Yeah, there's lots of people, but definitely a lot less crowded than it was last year, which was nice.
And so many awesome people. I can't even take it all in, because it's just like, when are we all going to be together like again, you know? It's like such a one-off thing, but it's just awesome.
Well, we went Friday night. We met up with Shamika, and you came over here with Shamika, and then we headed over to Vogue Knitting Live, went for the opening night, and pretty much did our rounds and saw, you know, took it all in, and then met up on Saturday with Mina and Jacqueline and Denise and Meg from Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits, and Julie from...
That was so funny, because I'm like, in case nobody knows this, I need to be told everything like at least 5 times to register, so I had no idea we were actually going to the cafe before we were going to Vogue Knitting Live, so I thought we were just like casually popping by to just grab a coffee, and then suddenly everyone's there, and I'm just like, hello! So it was pretty hilarious.
But you need the caffeine fuel up before you go, so that was very much needed. So we had a really nice morning of just sitting and knitting and
it was really good.
Catching up with each other. But yeah, we had a really productive time and came away with lots of woolly goodies.
Yeah, should we start with what we got the first day maybe?
Yeah.
I don't have my things organized by day, but I could try, because I just got 2 skeins the first day. Yes. So that helps things. So the first stop was at Stephen and Penelope, where I got a Stephen and Penelope bag, which is a little bit dirty because it was like so awfully rainy that day. But I have the bag, and the yarn I got was from lovely Amy of Labby and Amy.
I had no idea she was going to be there this year.
Yeah, I was hoping she would be, and she was. And yeah, I pretty much got the one brown skein of Labby and Amy I didn't have already, which I know, that means I should probably also knit some of them up soon. So the plan is to make a vertices unite, but I think at this rate I have enough yarn to 2 vertices unite, so yeah, and that's a Stephen West shawl, and that's a thing that I would quite like to do. Like, if anyone here is watching my podcast, you kind of know that I have a sort of modest excitement for hand-dyed yarns. Like, I have a few favorites, and Kristen definitely, and Debbie and Amy are one of my favorites, so that's like suddenly where I don't have any restraint anymore. So, and here's another example of hand-dyed yarns that I just fell head over heels in love with, which is from Kemper. So this is Junk Yarn by Kemper, who is a fellow podcaster, who I was so fortunate to get to meet, which was awesome. And this is the Vanessa colorway, which is named after Vanessa in Penny Dreadful, which is an amazing TV series with just, yeah, the best protagonist and the best yarn.
I love it.
So
I wish I got a skein of that, because I love that series too. And
yeah.
Oh
yes, it's focusing now. It's giddy.
Glorious.
So this is a sock yarn. I'm terrible. The bases, right? This is a single ply merino. Again, a yarn I'm having a hard time using, but look how pretty it is.
Yeah, some people have a love-hate relationship with it, but it just knits up so, like, knitting with it, I know some people have trouble with, but the end product is just
that's kind of, I like knitting with it. I just don't know, I wouldn't put it in anything that isn't a shawl. So that's just gonna be shawls. And this is a merino nylon. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna try more vanilla socks, because that's the thing I do.
She's on a vanilla sock kick. I know. And self-striping.
Yes, I'm trying the things out, the things that people have been doing for years. I'm just like, what's that all about, you know? So these are the 2 yarns that I got the first day, and I think that's pretty good going, you know, given my track record. So.
I was surprised.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you. So of course I had to go to the Yarn Pimp booth, the party booth, Do You Knit booth. She had 4 whole booths blocked out to herself, and I love the bags, the shopping bags. Can we talk about those? I got pimped by Do You Knit, so it's pretty awesome. So I had to go there, and I got some colorways that were pretty out of my comfort zone. If you watch the podcast, mauve, I'm like...
She even gets mauve friends.
I get mauve friends. I don't know how it happens, but these totally jumped out at me, and I could not resist getting them. And this is a I'm gonna totally butcher this, but Ushishita. She dyes the most beautiful colorways, and this is the midnight color, single ply, 100% superwash merino in the midnight colorway. And then I saw, and I'm totally blanking on her name, but she had a shawl on, and I just the yellow just jumped out at me, and I was like, what colorway is that? And she goes, oh, there's one more skein left, and I saw it there, and I was like, yeah.
It has an elephant on it.
Yeah, it's Black Elephant Knits.
Then I'm just gonna leap to the conclusion that's an elephant.
Yeah, you know what an elephant looks like. It's a black elephant, and this is the Acid Hologram colorway. And I just saw these together, and I was like, yeah,
exciting.
I don't know, shawl, brioche. Why not? So yeah, that's what I got from the Do You Knit booth.
And it doesn't stop there.
It does not stop there. I was definitely a little more gluttonous. The wool pig was in full swing. It was upon me when
I'm not judging. I went there the day too, and there's more stuff coming from me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then of course I had to hit up the La Biana May booth, and I tried going in with a no mauve colorway rule, but yeah, I saw these and I could not. I got 2. I don't know why I got 2, but I did. And this is the dusk colorway, and it's this lovely delicate shade of mauve with lovely earthy speckles and little hints of pink in there. And I don't know, I think I might make a featherweight cardigan out of this, or I don't know, like a shawl. I don't know, but it wanted to come home with me, so I did. And then, but wait, there's more. Of course, I hit up the Junk Yarn booth, and I met Kemper for the first time, which was super exciting. And she's really awesome, you guys. Anyway, Kemper, you're awesome. Another colorway that was like totally out of my comfort zone. I mean, come on.
It's like sorbet with like sprinkles of things that you put on.
It reminds me of like a banana split.
Yeah.
It's her Drew color.
It's a dessert.
I'm assuming named after Nancy Drew, because all of her colorways are named after
awesome women.
Awesome women.
I like that. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I did get some pins as well, but I'll just get the pins later because that's the story. So first we need to go back a bit because my mum's been getting the sewing machine out. So in case you don't know, my mum is not particularly, I want to say, crafty. But when she bought her first sewing machine, which is the one she's still using, she was like, this was back in the 70s, when she was just like 20. And first thing she decided to sew was like a full-on coat, like lined everything. Awesome. And so when she just picks up the sewing machine, she can do stuff even though she doesn't actually ever use it. So I was like, it's my birthday soon, can I get a project bag or 5? So she started up by making one, and it's really nice.
So cute.
So, and it's just turned out twice as long as we had planned for it to be. I'm not sure what she was doing, but it's pretty good because it actually fits my kind of pattern booklet, which is like kind of an A4 standard size. So I like it. And this is one side, but the other side, and this is why I'm pulling out this bag now, because I've gotten a bit pinned up.
Swag happy.
Yes, there's a bit swag that has been accumulating. It just started out with Shamika when I was staying at hers, because I'm kind of couch surfing a little bit. Couch surfing, is that the word? Whatever. So she gave me a unicorn, and I was like, well. And then I came across a couple other pins. This one was at the Stephen and Penelope booth.
I feel like everyone got that pin.
These two were at the Junk Yarn booth, and this was at the Knit Pigs, same with the Knitting Sheep. So there's a knitting unicorn there, if you can't see that. And then this from Amy of YarnGasm. Look at that. So suddenly I'm one of those people that's doing enamel pins now. Not saying I'm being enabled by anyone, but you know, Kristen and Shamika have quite a few each themselves. So I'm getting
It's a disease. It spreads.
Yeah, I'm getting
the
all
enamel pin disease.
swagged up.
Spread it.
And this is kind of the most neutral bag I had with me here and now. So this is the bag that's apparently being pimped up. The other thing I got on day 2 was this amazing mug.
Cool.
I think you can see why I needed to get this. Oh yeah, thank you. But yes, I got a mug. It's huge, just like person comparison. And I like getting a big mug of tea if I'm gonna go through the effort of making tea. So that's gonna be nice. And it's all knitty. Oh, I almost forgot this. You got one as well.
Oh yeah.
These are really cool. The Stephen and Penelope booth, they were handing out these kind of badges of approval, if you will. Like these kind of, yeah, should get one. Mine's a bit curled up because I tried packing away and it's just
It's a little wrinkly.
yeah, but this is what it reads. Yeah.
It says
I'm not holding it the wrong way up.
it says the bearer of this ribbon has been awarded a style award for awesomeness in knitwear. Stephen and Penelope Fine Yarns, Amsterdam.
I'm very proud of having received this because it was just way too hot to actually wear in knitwear. So it was like, it was hanging off my bag, which was like, I am wearing it, I am wearing it.
We were like knitwear martyrs basically. It was so
Yeah.
hot in there.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're just gonna wear. We're gonna power
Yeah.
through and just.
I have to say it was actually better on day 2, which was surprising. It was
Yeah, I think they cranked up their air conditioning.
Okay, where do we begin? We can begin with the lovely and amazing Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. Look at that. Look at
So
that.
pretty.
I'm getting any focus. It's very sparkly, and yeah, that's kind of new territory for me still. Like I did put some sparkle in the sweater I did recently. This is all like sparkly goodness. I love the lighting you have here. This is actually showing up. So that was one thing. I'm not sure what base, but she did confirm that it has nylon, and presumably this is a high twist merino. So yeah, we might be looking into some more socks. I don't know. I know what's going on. And I was really fortunate to win this in a lucky draw by 7th Floor Yarn.
There we go.
There we are. So that was really nice. I believe that's also a 75-25 superwash merino nylon. So we could work these two together, maybe. And I have, this is nothing to do with Vogue Knitting Live, but I did a Pig's order with Shamika. So I got these from their palette range. So I don't know.
Palette's really fun.
Yeah, it's really nice and soft. Like if you, again, have issues with the kind of yarn I keep recommending, palette is a really good and affordable option for that. Like I tend not to write them as a suggested yarn in my patterns, but for pretty much all my fingering weight patterns, this is gonna work, and other things that I like knitting. So yeah, I look forward to trying these. I've just like kind of squished the skeins right now, but they seem pretty good. I was even surprised. I'm just gonna throw everything on the floor.
Yeah, go for it.
It's gonna be a bit of tidying up later, but it's fine. So I've been shopping more sock yarn. Again, not sure what's happening to me, if I'm having a bit of an identity crisis, but yeah, what is this? It's a lot. So,
Felici!
yes. So, what are these? I got actually 2 of this one. This is the Goth Kitty colorway.
You can be sock twinsies now.
Yeah, it's like matching cardigan and matching socks. Ooh. So there's that, and this colorway. Was this the Goth Kitty?
Yeah, it's got kitty too.
Oh, that was the same one.
Yeah.
And this is the one I didn't hold up. This is another one.
Witch Sprue.
Witch Sprue, yes. And this is the Captain Nemo. So you can see how, but I went for the dual toned ones, you know, the deeper colors, and the, excuse me, mint chip. So yeah, I really like this one. It's really cool. So I just got one kind of skein of each because I figured if I just have a neutral yarn for contrast toe and heel and cuff, then I think I'll be good. And when I knitted my time traveler socks in the Felici yarn, I kind of felt like it would be enough with just one skein for the entire socks, 2 socks even. And that's my favorite. It's so cute. I got a project bag. This is from, where's the label? Because I can't be bothered to read. This is the people that made it.
Casey Pockets to Go.
Yes. I have a hard time like reading things from recording. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
That's the thing I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a medium bag. How is this medium? This is huge.
That's an American medium.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
The inside fabric, and it's just full of raccoons. And I have a little bit of a story to tell there, because when me and Shamika were heading home from kind of whatever we were doing on Thursday night, we were kind of welcomed by 2 big fat raccoons that were running off from some bin looking really guilty, and I was just like, kittens!
Those are not kittens.
No, I knew that, but still they're just kittens in like
burglar masks.
Burglar masks.
Yeah.
English. There are things
it's
that
a hard word to say. Burglar.
Burglar.
Say burglar 10 times fast.
No, I can't even say it once. Why are you doing this to me? So, you know the needles that I have to tell people how to pronounce all the time, and every time I do, there's like at least one person's like, oh yes, Skeindeer's been endorsing these needles. I'm like, I never tried them actually, but now I will. The Licka needles.
Licka?
Yeah, ish. This is my turn to be able to pronounce things.
To make sure I'm pronouncing it right. I have you here, so I might as well nail it.
So yes, I got a 32 inch / 80 centimeter US 5 / 3.75 millimeter. We're doing a cross Atlantic podcast episode, so I need to do both units, I guess. So yes, Licka, driftwood, thick circular. We'll see what all the fuss is all about. So you can do some of yours and I'll get back to my stuff, because God knows there's more.
Okay, wait, okay, day 2. Day 2 I was a little more restrained, but you know.
I'm savoring it for day 2.
Ooh, well, yeah, Meg from Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits gifted me, because January is my birthday month. She was so awesome, and it's your birthday month too?
In a week.
She was so awesome and gifted me this really beautiful skein of yarn, and you guys,
glittery goodness.
Glittery mauvey magenta goodness. Oh, I love it. And this is her, it's mauve. Let me see. Yeah, it's mauve. Yeah. I love it. And it's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. And it is so soft. And yeah, here's her logo. There we go.
Yes. Yeah. Same stuff applies to the little skein that I got from hers as well. Because she brought yarn for everyone.
She did. And I got a little skein too.
Yeah.
Like minty.
That was my second option if I could choose to. Yeah. Your light is great.
These lights were like super cheap. I love them. Best purchase ever, aside from yarn. And then because you had your Norwegian yarn radar on,
yes,
you led us to.
There was a Norwegian booth there. They had all the Doma yarns. Well, not all of them. I was missing some, but it was the Wall of Finul and the 3-ply high twist, the Mitu and Tumi range as well, and lots of translated patterns. So I enabled a few people. I think you'll see this yarn in a couple of podcasts from now on.
I pulled an Ellie.
I completely forgot what the booth was called.
I have the receipt somewhere.
Yeah, so right on the screen.
I'll put it in the down bar, but yeah, they had a whole wall. I took lots of video, so I have video of the wall, and maybe I'll put that at the end of the end of the episode. But yeah, I got some.
The exciting thing is that they have introduced more colors to the Finul range, which they hardly ever do. So this is, I think you gotta love the new ones.
Yeah, this
I don't think I've seen that one before.
Finul. Yeah. This is, I think they said it was in one of their new places, but
I believe that.
Yes, Finul PT2. Okay, that's really hard to say.
They really actually officially merged the two now.
Yeah.
Oh, RIP PT2. And they renamed it. They used to call it Finul Garn, and now it's Finul. This is all very new and exciting.
Oh no, some of them are called Finul Garn.
Yes,
this one's Finul Garn.
So that's what they used to be like. Yeah. Change. We don't usually change the yarn in Norway. This is very.
I wasn't even gonna get this, and then I saw Jacqueline from Brooklyn Knit Vogue pull it out. I'm like, yes, give me. Well. But yeah, so I got these, and then of course I had to go back to the Stephen and Penelope booth and get a tote bag. Oh, resting knit face.
So yeah, kind of same thing as our pins, just bigger,
just to drive the point home, because resting knit face.
Yeah, and we had a bit of a discussion of what is a resting knit face. I've kind of just divided, it's kind of like my aunt's, one of my aunt's faces when she knits. She knits kind of like this. She's not angry, it's just like how, when she's concentrating, I'm okay with that.
How do you knit when you have resting knit face?
I don't know, I just knit, so I can't really tell.
I just know what happens when I drop a stitch, because Dennis told me. It's like, I'm like standing there knitting very peacefully, and then all of a sudden, he's like, what happened? I'm like, stitch.
Yeah. I think I look a bit angry because I do kind of knit furiously. Like, you know, most people say that knitting is quite relaxing and it's like therapy and yoga and that kind of stuff. I'm more like, I'm very intense and it very with a lot of intensity.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, here's my resting knit face enamel pen.
You have a lot of pens.
This is, I don't know how this happened. This is an affliction, you guys. It's a problem.
We have the other side to decorate as well.
We could.
So yes, got a bit cut off by the old technology battery. So yeah, I was just saying this will become a cardigan. I think any cardigan will do. But yes, I also got this kind of needle gauge thing, which we are hoping to get focused on because it's so cute. There we are. It's focusing after like an hour's worth of trying. And it's got both metric and US sizes, I've been told, but they're not kind of specified which is which. So you kind of have to know your needles as well. Which is like, yeah, it's just like 13 and 9, so you have to know that it's obviously a 9 and if you're metric.
Yeah.
So I can do that, it's right. So yes, a little Green Mountain sheep with my Green Mountain yarn, because Green Mountain spinnery is really good stuff. So would recommend for sure.
Yeah,
I got some of theirs last time I was in New York at Brooklyn General, which is an amazing shop, and well, I had to get more. So there we go.
Speaking of Brooklyn General, I also, another acquisition, I feel like I'm Superwoman.
Oh, yeah.
Craftivist. I got this from their booth too, which was, I could not resist.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and I don't normally wear t-shirts, but you know,
it's a really nice one.
When in Rome. Yeah. Well, what knitting did you bring with you?
Ooh.
Oh, we can't talk about it because
some of them, but some we can't talk about. I have started knitting some mittens. They're nearly done. They knit themselves.
So
I started these while I was in Norway, knitted some while on the airport, and they're just lacking the thumbs. I have a habit of letting mittens rest for like half a year before they get thumbs, but hopefully these will get thumbs relatively soon. But yes, I completely forgot the name of the mitten, so I think they're called Astrantia or something. They're by Wenche Roald, who is a Norwegian knitting pattern designer who I mentioned on my podcast. And yeah, this is just kind of what they look like, unblocked mind you. And sort of nice geometrical patterns that I've definitely been more kind of attracted to lately. And you know, these colours, they're just kind of right up my alley. So
burgundy,
yes.
Burgundy all around.
Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about them for now.
Of course, when in social situations, socks are my best bet. So this was a scheme that Becky from the Stringing It Together podcast sent to me in a holiday swap, and I saw the colors. Again, totally not up my alley. But I was really drawn to like this kind of gold color. And yeah, this is where I am with them. And these are Arnie and Carlos from their Perfect line for Regia. And yeah, I'm, you know, definitely not my colors, but I'm still enjoying like the patterning that's happening. They're a lot of fun. They're kind of like self-striping socks where it's like, okay, just one more row. And yeah, but the one thing I have to say, it's like the heel just, I mean, the cuff just kept going and going and going, and it was getting like a little too long for my liking. So I just cut the yarn and continued with the patterning. So I turned the heel, and that's where I am with that. And I'm trying to think. And I finished a sock this morning.
Yes, you did.
We were watching podcasts, and which one were we watching again?
We were watching Diana Wallace podcast, Paper Tiger Crafts. Is it? Yeah. So she has a video on Norwegian wool, which I was just like, yes, I agree with everything, and just yeah, really good.
I've never heard of her before, so it was like really
awesome.
I really enjoyed it, so I will subscribe. But yeah, these are socks that I cast on before Christmas. And these are, it's hand-dyed yarn by Stacy of the Stress Knits podcast and Stress Knits Yarns. And we'll make carrot.
Just so sparkly.
Really sparkly, really Christmassy. I don't even think these were supposed to be, wasn't even like a Christmas colorway. It was just airplane over the sea, but it just reminded me of Christmas. It had like this light pink and subtle red speckles and green, minty greens, and I was like, yes, okay. Christmas socks, which were done by Christmas.
Oh, the sparkliness, like you got some of the sparkle knits and yarns and stuff, and I'm like, it's a bit of a novelty for me still, so I'm like a magpie. I'm just like, oh, sparkle.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty excellent.
Sparkles make everything better.
Yes.
Yeah. What else?
I have a new cast on, which this has taken me, I want to estimate to maybe 12 hours to make this now. Between 10 to 12 hours I've used to make what is essentially a snake. It's a my snake.
Tapeworm.
Yeah, I've also called it a tapeworm, kind of mimicking Katie Vincent number 23's crochet blanket, which is not a tapeworm anymore, but you know, that was the thing. So this is my snake. It's a shawl, actually. It's a cape technically, which they actually had kind of there knitted up at the Norwegian booth at Vogue Knitting Live, and just it keeps going. I had to cast on nearly 700 stitches, and I feel like actually my cast on is a bit too tight, and then the garter after that is a bit too loose before things are getting right. So it's a slight chance I may have to redo the things that took the longest, but it's fine, it's fine.
Was there any special cast on technique you had to do?
I used the knitted kind of cable cast on, because I couldn't be bothered to estimate the tail for 700 stitches.
Good call.
And it's usually a loose cast on for me, but this time it just wasn't. It
so
might
neat.
be relative to the garter thing. So close up, so you know what I'm talking about. The eternal request for focus, you guys.
That is gonna be
so
stunning.
What I need to explain, I guess, is that I'm using Whole Super Soft, same thing that I knitted this with, and as you can see here, it's kind of see-through. You know, it's like a web. It's not looking great, but as I keep saying, when you wash this stuff, all the spinning oil comes off and it bleeds, it fills up, and you get a fabric that is not so much see-through, and yeah, unfortunately not windproof, as I found out today. That's fine. And I need to show you what the pattern is going to look like, because it's in this magazine. So it's the closest thing we have to focus. There is the photo of the black and white version, which they're both black and white, white on black, that I am doing. So this is it. It's just gorgeous, majestic, and it could take me a decade to finish, but I'm aiming for Edinburgh. And I'm
You'll
starting
get it done.
from the heaviest bit, and it will just be quicker and quicker and quicker. And I guess
Is there
I'll do
sticking
that.
involved?
Oh yes.
Oh, there is.
So let's get back to this. I am working this in the round, and it's this is where the stick is. So you know, usually with shawls you just work back and forth because that's how they will be worn. This one is knit in the same shape, it just happens to have this kind of join here. There we are. You can see I am decreasing here, as you do with any shawl out on the border, or increase if you're doing it the usual order, you know, starting from few stitches to many. So it's not really that unusual. It's just like it has these 7 stitches in between. I believe the pattern called for a lot fewer stitches for the stick. I'm just very comfortable with 7, because then I can purl the 1st and the 7th and then have the other one knit, and it fits the crochet thing that I usually do when I like to add to my sticks when I'm not going to use the sewing machine. It's not necessary if you're using this kind of yarn, but it's just pretty.
I do have one other cast on, or well, I talked about this on the last episode, but I cast on the Zweig pullover by Caitlin Hunter, who's Boylan Knits, and I have a little tale of woe, but this is the second time that I cast it on because, well, I'll show you the first cast on because I didn't frog it entirely yet. But yeah, here was the first cast on. So I got through all the lace, I got through all the second color work part, realized my stitch count was completely thrown off by like 50 stitches. I have no idea how that happened. I think there was just a row before the lace that I missed somehow, because I can't follow directions.
You were 50 stitches short.
I was 50 stitches short. So I just decided I'm just gonna start over again. And here's where I am with my Redux version. So yeah, almost done with the lace section. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, this is my hand-dyed yarn, Voolenvine yarns, in the Voolenvine number 9 colorway, this lovely mauve. And my solstice colorway, which is this really pretty wintry speckled colorway.
You have a progress keeper on that as well. What's that?
Oh, that's Sucre miniature cheese. Cheese is life.
Oh, cheese.
I need a button that says
that's
that.
very cute. Yeah.
Cheese. So
you should do like a pattern collection inspired by cheese.
Yes. Oh, the cheese collection.
Yes.
All drop stitches, all holes.
Camembert sauce.
Camembert
remittance. Cheddar hat.
Yes.
New idea for a collection.
Let's do a collaboration. We can do color work. I'll dye up the color.
Yeah, just like lots of
oh my
muted
gosh.
yellows.
Gray yellows. some specks of green in there for mold.
Yes.
Because, you know, you gotta have some moldy cheese in there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's an idea.
But yeah, one of my goals for Vogue Knitting Lives was to find some stitch markers, because I have to be honest, like, this is just my brand of crazy where I can't get into the colorful stitch markers. I mean, they serve their purpose, they're doing their job, but I just kind of want some like nice delicate copper.
Yeah. I really like those light bulb mittens. They're just like metal safety pins, but kind of light bulb shaped.
Like the pink ones that come with the not the Chiaogu, the Hi Sharps.
Yeah, I want more of those.
Those are handy too. I don't know.
I'm a simple girl. I use the Knitter's Pride and Knit Pro stitch markers, the purple and green ones. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It does the job. But yeah, otherwise, that's, I think, everything I've been working on.
So I have some finished objects. I have 2 finished objects. You will see them here first, although, I mean, they have done their rounds on Instagram already, but yes. Which
I don't know how she does it.
I mean, this thing, I don't know how it happened, because it knitted itself, but it's the Lady Marble cardigan.
It's done.
It is
and
done.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So this one has just a pile of modifications, and if I could do this again, I'd probably modify some more. Not to say it's a bad pattern, I just have opinions. So the first thing is that I did the whole thing in a round pretty much, because it's supposed to be knit flat, but you know me in purling, I'm a true Scandinavian. Purling, not here for it. So you see there's a bit of a fussy thing here, that is where I cut. My mom so kindly helped me to sew here. It's a little bit rigid, but nothing I can really do here now.
It's a fringe. That's pretty.
It's fine. I'm struggling a bit with the button bands because they look like they're maybe too big for this, or I just bound up loosely. Not sure, but it's wearable, so I don't care. And yes, the only problem, if I wear this, I'm just gonna wear a cardigan over a cardigan now.
Layering. It's cold out.
Yes. Oh, it's freezing today. As you can see, the shoulder doesn't sit on my shoulder. It's kind of, this is my shoulder. This is not quite fair though, because
does it have the same construction as like the Chuck
pullover? It does. It's just bottom up, but yeah, the sleeves on it top down. My shoulder is up here, and this bit is down here. I wish I had just decreased a little bit here. So now on the underarm, I just decreased some, like the pattern said, but just kept decreasing a little bit. I would have had just slightly few stitches, and it would have had a much more flattering fit. It's a very simple thing that you could just do early on, and the kind of front pieces, when you separate into the front left and front right, they're very quick to make, so you wouldn't actually be wasting that much time if you have to go back and forth and try it out and see if it works for you. So if you're knitting this cardigan, it's definitely something I would recommend. Oh god, this is very difficult. My arm is like,
it's like the yarn just wants to cling to each other. It's like,
wow, because none of these are super washed. I guess that's part of the reason.
Can you imagine you try pulling it off your sleeve and it just felts together?
Yeah. I have to say though, this yarn is quite hard to split splice. It's a very smooth non-superwash. I'm gonna guess it's a worsted spun, so it's smooth. But yeah, I really love this thing. Very wearable and warm, flattering. I went for a slightly longer length than I am comfortable with. Well, I am comfortable with this, but usually I opt for just in my waist, but this is slightly below my waist, and I'm starting to like that more. So that's the thing I might do in the future. Do I have more to say about it now, except for pulling out more hair? I would recommend the yarn and I would recommend the pattern, but I do strongly encourage you to modify it to your body. I chose the length of the shortest size, but I knit actually a size larger than my measurements. So I'm like, I could squeeze into a medium. I'm comfortable in a large, but I went for XL, and I'm really happy I did, because I do a lot of form-fitted cardigans, but when I'm sitting at home freezing, it's not really what I want to wear. So this is just a nice comfortable fit instead. So yeah, so pretty. That was one finished object. There's a photo where I'm wearing this properly on Instagram, so you know, that's a bit more better. But yes, I'll do a bit of a costume change now. So
snap.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and
so there we are. This is now the finished object, and this time it's finished. I wore this on my latest podcast episode just as a tease, because it was really on the needles. I just needed to photograph the top just to call out for test knitters, which I've done. They're all chosen, it's good. But yes, this is the sweater in question. It's beautiful. This is my, I've just named this the Blåfjell sweater because of the yarn I used. So just a second. It has this Blåfjell label to it. This is a TV show that runs during Christmas in Norway. They stopped running it now, but it's on DVD, you know. 1 episode per day in Advent up to Christmas Eve. And everybody in that show are wearing blue And so it was a thing back in 1999 that you could knit stuff from that show with this yarn. So they just had a blue series. I think they did the red as well, because there are people who wear red in the show as well. They wear red and blue woolen clothes. And so I managed to find some yarn from this from like way back when I was a child. But it's actually just PT2, which is actually Fionnuala Gun, which we've just been showing off. So it says PT here, it says Roma here. It's not focusing, but just believe me. And I just decided to use this. So you can use Fionnuala Gun and PT2. Well, you can still get PT2, but it doesn't matter. You can use Whole Super Soft, you can use Spindrift. I mean, just find your favorite non-superwash yarn. You can do it cropped or non-cropped. So I have a cropped one. Let's see. Cropped. You see that? But you can do it full length if you want. And mine has waist fitting. So there's a decrease line here because it's top down. If you don't want to do that, you just do it straight down. If you decide to do waist fitted but not cropped, there's a kind of simple note on how to decrease, but increase. But you do that at a quicker rate because you kind of, your size gets wider here presumably, like I do, then it gets more wide this way. Does that make sense? It does. It's that thing I took into account. It's got a short row shaping for the back, so the neckline, is this on camera?
Short, yeah, the short rows, as you can see here.
Yeah, so it's got a nice snug neckline, which is something I struggle to find in yoke patterns. So yeah,
they don't include short rows, right? Or it's just like straight.
This is very rare in Norwegian patterns. Really? I feel like indie designers on Ravelry are a lot better at doing that.
Shaping.
Yeah, so any sort of shaping and short rows in the neck is pretty unusual in Norwegian patterns. So hopefully I'm offering something new. I'm very proud of this design. It's my very first garment design.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I think that's all I have to say for this for now, but yeah.
Yay.
I like it. And I'm just excited to see what all my test knitters are doing, because I chose more than I thought I would. I mean, sorry I couldn't choose everyone, because that would be interesting, but I just have to
have more than too little, you know?
Yes, so I had to make a spreadsheet of all of them to keep track, like their names, their Instagram names, their emails, and write standardized instructions.
Oh my god.
So I have more people for the most common sizes than I have few people the kind of more rare sizes, because I have a very broad range of sizes.
I think it makes sense though, like if you're designing a garment, it makes sense to have test knitters for each of those sizes.
Yeah, definitely. When this is my first sweater, once I have a formula I keep going back to, I'll probably not, maybe. But I think I have a suspicion this might be controversial, but I think that because it's very hard to find test knitters for larger sizes, a lot of the times they're not test knitted, they just work technically. Tech knitters have approved it, it's usually good, but they're not been tried out, and it's a disservice to people who have larger bits, you know, more endowed bust size, for instance. That's usually what I go by when I choose test knitters. This is the measurement you start with, and just everything else should come into place for that. And
you have shaping like me, there's no
size if you have an unusual size that your size doesn't work out when you try it. So I want test knitters for each size, and I have that, and I'm excited.
When do you plan on publishing it?
I'm aiming for February, but that depends on my test knitters. I'm not going to be like, you know, then have them knit quickly.
Finish.
When they're done, it will be out, and hopefully they will feel a bit like, yeah, if they can do it quicker, they will help me. But if they can't, then that's fine. So we're aiming for sometime in February, and yeah, it might be the end of February, could be early March, but it will be nice for the winter release because people are oddly seasonal about their knitting. I don't think it would be such a success if I release it in July, you know. That's
well, if they cast on in July, if you're a slow knitter, it'll be done for Christmas.
This is very logical, but people don't do that.
They don't do that, no.
No,
like,
people like,
they wait for sweater weather. They wait for sweater weather and then they cast on.
Yeah.
Summer is for shawls and socks, and that's at least what I knit.
Yeah, and I have to like, kind of switch my business mind on a bit and think, when is it going to do the most well? Yeah. So hopefully me and my test knitters will be quick enough and get it out there, because that'll be really fun. Yeah, so that's all my knits and all my purchases.
Yeah. It was so awesome having you.
Thank you.
Thanks for staying with me, and we had so much fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, please come again.
Yeah, I might do. I mean, last time I said I hope to come back soon. I did, because I was here last time in November. So
yeah, we didn't get to podcast, but you know, we did this time. So
yeah.
Anyway, is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it. Getting my drink now.
Where can people follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram and Ravelry and YouTube. I'm Skeindeer everywhere. That's pretty much it.
Okay guys, so thanks for tuning in and I will see you next time. Happy knitting! Bye! Hey guys, so we survived the first day of Vogue Knitting Live. And look who I'm with. Hi guys! Vogue Knitting Live day 2. Day 2. It's freezing cold out. Yesterday was like spring, but I'm here with Ellie. I'm here with Meg of That Girl Wolf to Knits, and Nina, everybody. And it's vlogception,
yes,
for sure.
It's a vlog and a vlog and a vlog.
Vlog and a vlog. Yes.
Like possible business.
I found Carly.
Hi.
And then are you going to go? Oh, look at it! Hi! How's it going? Shop. Really holding up. Yeah, we're escaping the crowds right now. It's crazy. Craziness, but in a good way. Kemper! How's it going?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
A little tired.
Miss VKL? Yeah. It's the yarn pin! Yay! Pimping her stuff. And we got Skein cooking.
Hi.
How's it going? Hello!
Are you having fun?
Absolutely, yes. Look, you finished your sweater!
This is the Aspen cardigan by Michelle Wong.
It's beautiful.
Piece, please. I don't even know how many skeins. I think I need a whole sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I love it.
It's
so
epic.
Warm and luxurious. I love it.
It looks lovely.
Thank you so much.